All right, we are back. Prime Sports Speed, Indy 500, Sunday before the Sunday of the Indianapolis 500 for 2021. Eric Smith is live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, racereviewonline.net. Eric, how's everything going?
Good. It's nice to have these shows where it's live from. It's definitely good. We got another show live here at the Speedway. Just wrapped up qualifying. The last row shootout took place a little bit earlier today. Fast 9 just took place. Scott Dixon won the pole by 7 feet over 10 miles over Colton Herta. Renus VK qualified third. It's the youngest front row in the 105-year history of this race.
And that shouldn't be a surprise considering the way, and we talked about this about a week ago, really on our first show a couple of weeks ago when we updated everything that had taken place to this point this season.
Yep.
It's just a different. It's just maybe this is just the turning point, and you get that in every sport where you have the young, the new age of that sport that begins to not only trickle in but almost take over.
Yeah, and that's the way it is right now in IndyCar. I mean, you got a 21-year-old is starting second and a 20-year-old is starting third in the biggest race. And like we talked about, 4 of the 5 winners this year are 24 years of age or younger. 3 of them are 21 or younger. And you got Scott Dixon's the only outlier. He's 40, but he's arguably one of the greatest all time to ever drive an IndyCar too. So
that's crazy.
It's not shocking that
double
he's not
the age
to go away. Double, yeah. You combine the 2 guys that he just beat. That's 41. He's 40. So yeah, it's a good day. It's good to see that mix at the. I mean, he's only 40. I mean, it's not like he's old by any stretch of the imagination. And these young guys are trying to push him out, and he's not going anywhere. He wins the pole, 4th ever here at the Indy 500, tied for 2nd most. Rick Mears has 6. That's the most ever. So we'll see if Dixon can get the job done. Last year he started 2nd, led 111 laps. He didn't win. Coincidentally enough, last year Marco Andretti narrowly beat him for the pole on the last lap. This year, Scott Dixon's first lap was enough to separate himself from Colton Herta to win. Those are the 2 of the 4 closest margins between first and second place starters in the 105-year history of the event too, and it's happened the last 2 years. So a lot of closeness. It's the fastest field ever in the 105 years. All 33 starters, if you add all their averages up. It's a 230-mile-an-hour average. From first to slowest is like the 6th fastest or closest margin ever. Yesterday, Dalton Kellett ended up being the slowest qualifier of the field, and he is the fastest, slowest qualifier in the field too. So
right.
a lot of records going on here this week, and it's good to see.
And as far as the drivers that took part in the Fast 9, Herta, VK, you mentioned those 2.
Yep.
Ed Carpenter, Palou, who is 6th,
Yep.
and Ericsson, who
Yep.
are 9th. Those are the drivers in the top 9 who have yet to win a 500.
Correct. Yeah, because you've got Tony Kanaan, Hunter Ray, and Castro Neves in there who have. So, yeah, you've got really a lot of guys up there that have not won a 500. You got a lot of Hondas. 7 of the top 9 are Honda. You go back to the top 13, 10 of them are Honda. So Honda has separated themselves. But Chevy, I wrote about this yesterday. The Penske's, I think that's the biggest takeaway I would say this qualifying weekend is the Penske group in general, just nowhere to be found. The rookie of all people was quickest among them. And here they are. They're not in the Fast 9 for the 2nd straight year. This is Penske's track. Will Powers in the last row shootout. Simona De Silvestro, the all-female team. It's a Penske Alliance car, was also in there. That had not had them in there. But I wrote about this, going back to that point, is Ed Carpenter's cars are right there. They're 3rd and 4th. So, and they got Chevy Powers. So it's not like Honda has fully ran away from it. I think it's a team-related issue. Something with the Penske's is amiss. And I don't know what it is. I asked Will Power after he narrowly got his way in, what is missing? What is going on? And he doesn't know. They really don't know what's going on. So that's one of the bigger storylines come out of it. The last row shootout was kind of anticlimactic because the people that we thought would get in got in. But the Chevy teams, what are they missing compared to Honda's? And they don't have an answer right now.
Well, we'll see how everything goes once the 500 is done. We'll know a lot more about that. But like you said, there is something happening, and you're going to be there for most of the week. Maybe you'll be able to dig in some more dirt and find out exactly what is going on. But the bottom line is, it looks like it's going to be an exciting day next Sunday. Uh, we talked about the other day the need to be in the top six.
Yes,
Do you still feel that way?
I do. These drivers, they talked about it. The up front, you could pass. It's just fourth or fifth on back. It's difficult, and you got to look at the guys that are up front. They're the top guys that have been all week. I mean, you got Dixon. We've been talking about him. Renus VK. I've been talking about him for over a week. Colton Hurd has been good all year. Ed Carpenter and Tony Kanaan are always good here. So you've got
Isn't
the
it
best
surprising
guys.
though? The Kanaan doesn't he's not usually a very good qualifier though, right?
No, he hasn't won a pole since 2011, and here he's starting fifth.
That's pretty good then, and that's maybe exactly where you want him to be if you're going to put
Yeah.
money on him, because then his odds
Yeah.
are going to be a little bit better than they would if you would have been in first or second.
Yeah, because if he was on the front row, I think his odds would have got dramatically better.
Yes.
So being fifth, they might kind of look at him as an afterthought. So it could help us.
Yeah.
I mean, you got VK is not his teammate. VK is the guy in front of him, starting third. He's won one career race that was here. Can he sweep the month? Last time that we had the road course race and the 500 in the same month, because last year was COVID, but the last time before that was 18 and 19. The drivers that won the road course race won the Indy 500. I have a feeling VK's being a second-year driver isn't going to get great odds either. So you're probably going to find some values up front here.
All right, now you mentioned Di Silvestro, who will finish, who will start last, and she doesn't care. Yep. They're all stoked that they're actually going to be in this race. Give me a comparison from the talent of Di Silvestro and Danica Patrick.
Yeah, it's pretty close. She's a hell of a driver. She's never had the cars that Danica's had. Danica's great too here in Indy. It didn't matter what you put her in, she was good. So I would be curious. This car is essentially a Penske car. What she can do in it. Granted, she's starting last, but Penske's down.
Yeah.
We could tell they're down this year. So I'll be curious to see what she can do on race day. That'll say a lot, and it'll say a lot if she gets back in this car. Say this works out for the future. Say she's back here next year. Say Penske gets their stuff together. What can she do then? Because Danica never had a Penske car. I would say they're pretty even talent-wise.
Really?
Simona's good. She just has not had the cars.
Okay.
She's always driven for underfunded teams. So this is a good opportunity for her, and glad to see her get in.
All right. Now, anything else that you learned over the last 24 hours or so since the last time we spoke regarding anything at all?
No, not really. It's pretty much status quo what he thought. I picked Power going into this week, I'll say.
Yeah, what happened to that? That was almost a disaster.
He barely gets in. Yeah. So then after I got the data that I talked about, I went with Dixon, and it paid off. So
that's true.
So yeah, it shows that once you get to see some of the data in person, what it can change. But other than that, nothing has changed because we've been on qualifying setup. Now we're about to go on race setup. I'll get ready to take you guys on a tour.
Yes.
When we're ready to go see the garage, I'll have to put my mask on because it's mandatory here in Marion County. So let me put it on here. I'm gonna take this.
I was watching a basketball game last night, and it's funny how the players, obviously they're not wearing a mask, and then the players on the bench are wearing masks. It's like I don't. Can someone explain that to me? And then in the audience, you got mask and no mask. It's like I'm getting very confused.
It is. It's hurting their narrative, I think. So let me point it here. Is this at me? Yeah,
it's at you. Yeah, right? Sure.
Let me.
We're still good. I'll let you know.
Turn it this way. Yeah, so I can flip the video here. Unfortunately, being out in the sun, it is hard to see. Did it flip now?
No, we're in that.
Nope,
we're in that.
Now we go.
Okay, now we can see.
There we go. Okay, I'll hold it like
That's
this
okay.
I don't want to mess it
That's
up
fine.
too much. So, all right. So here's the Pagoda Plaza. This is
that's what we all.
That's
an icon.
Yes, that's the pagoda. This is the iconic. What do you call it? I guess not a statue, but a building. I guess you want to call it. This is like a concession stand. This is kind of a common area where fans get out of the sun, come meet up. Qualifying, of course, just did it, like I said, about an hour ago, and practice is going to start here at 5. This will be race practice. So these are the old Formula One garages right here
Okay.
that they've turned into like a merchandise store. So you got that right here.
What's up at the top?
At the top up here?
Yeah.
So that is, so those are stands up there.
Oh, okay.
So where they did here.
This is the back of the track?
Yeah, this is the back. The front stretch is on the other side, which we'll go over there. So those are suites right up there. So you got the store, suites, and then the stands on the other side.
So those are all individual stores?
Yeah, that's just like a big merchandise store down here. And then you got coming through here. We'll get my credential out so they can see me. You got gasoline.
Do they have any like radio shows going on there?
They used to, but not this year.
Oh, but they have in the past normally
with COVID. Yes, they would use those for radio shows. There's the gasoline alley, and then this is pit road.
Hello.
So now we're walking out through this way.
So now we're going to enter the track.
Yes, now we're in the track. So this is the front side. So there's the front side of what we walk
This
through.
is starting to look familiar.
So here's pit road.
Very nice.
We'll come back through this way. There's the back. Look back to gasoline alley.
Okay.
So we're probably not gonna have many cars up here, but the only reason I'm walking up here is because there's no cars or crews. We'll be able to see some cars when they go out, because these are the Fast 9 pits, the guys that just qualify for the pole. So those cars are getting turned to race setup right now. So this is what like an IndyCar pit box would look like compared to those big behemoths of NASCAR.
Yeah.
So that's where they would strategize at. There's Pelot's pit. There's Elio's.
How many fans were there today?
I have not heard a total, but I actually did talk to Roger Penske a little bit ago. Oh, here they come. So here comes the cars. It was the biggest qualifying crowd since 2016 yesterday. So here comes the cars right now.
Are you able to switch the camera's angle?
Yes, I can actually. How about now?
Oh yeah, that's better. Well, now we're frozen, but give it a second or two. We'll see if it'll unfreeze. Can you hear me? Oh, I just screwed it up. I had to have the better view, didn't I? Are you there, Eric? Patience. Come on now. Are you there, Eric?
I think
Eric, are you there?
Yeah,
it needed a few seconds.
Yeah,
we got you. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. All right.
If we lose you again, then we'll switch it back.
Okay.
But right now, it looks better. Yeah, that looks cool. So this is, how many more practice sessions before the 500?
We got today and then carb day next Friday.
2 more. Today and Friday. Okay.
Yes. So you got a 2-hour session right here, and then Friday will be carb day, another 2-hour session.
Okay. But that mask is making it a little harder for us to hear you.
Yeah, so here we go. This is going to be them going down into turn 1 right here.
Perfect.
Okay, here we go. So that's 235 miles an hour into a turn without braking.
Very cool.
And we could go back this way. We'll go, I guess to make it iconic, we can cross the yard of bricks the opposite direction and put the checkered flag on our show if we want to do that.
Sure.
Make it, that's right down this way. This should be a busy session with, since carb day is the only other time that these guys will be on track. You really have now and then those 2 hours, and then you got to race. There's no other sections during the week leading up to carb day on Friday, nor on Saturday after carb day. It's just 2 hours on carb day and then race. So this is the first time that these guys have been. There's Elliot right there. This is the first time that these guys have been back on race trim since Thursday of last week. So that's where this is important, because really from Thursday on, yeah, they were on race trim on Thursday, but a lot of the guys were trying to work on qualifying setups too. Now it's all about the race.
Have you been able to track any data from the last few years about the importance of this practice session, compared to the others?
No, because this practice session used to be run on a Monday. They used to not do this after qualifying, but this year they are, because they're trying to give the fans something to do. They kind of stick around and maybe buy more tickets for next week. There's Sage Karen about to get in his car. So this is kind of one of those enticing moments. There you go. There's a little power there. So this is kind of one of those to get you, like if you're a fan that maybe just came out to see qualifying, but you may not necessarily care to go to the race. This is that session like, oh, these cars look like they're racing. I want to come back next Sunday. So it's just one of those sessions. A lot of these guys I just talked to up in the media center, they're just waiting on their cars to go through tech, because they had to switch from trim. Grade Rossi didn't have to. He starts 10th on Sunday, next Sunday. Now we're inching our way towards the iconic yard of bricks right here. There's the pagoda, the front side.
Okay.
There's the flag stand. So whoever crosses these first next Sunday will be drinking the milk right up there in Victory Lane. Next Sunday night, so they are going across the yard of bricks. So this is a little behind the scenes. This is the front side. Up there in the glass is the media center. That's where we sit. Right there next to Victory Lane. And then there's the video, but I can't tell if you can see the video board based off my phone. And then here it'll come through right through here. They're coming out of turn 4 right now. You should have a good group of them about to slide through here. All right, here we go. So that's practice. It's not a race. That's a practice. So this is what we should have to look forward to next weekend.
That's awesome. Can't wait. And are you able to? Are you able, the way that you're hooking up the camera right now, and the way that you have to interview someone, are you able to interview someone and still hold on to the camera at the same time, or is that too technically impossible?
We'll try the audio, because right now I got my headphones hooked, so I got a microphone on my headphones, is making sure we can pick up the only thing.
Yeah, I can hardly even pick you up right now.
Hand them my here to talk into. That would be because if they're standing away from me, I'm sure there's got to be a way we can play with it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll even make sure too next time, because what I could do is, let's see here, I could even play around with the screen and make it even a little larger. I just have to move this up here. Yeah. All right.
Sorry. Got you now. What were you saying? They were coming by. I couldn't
No,
hear
I
you.
was basically just giving a little play-by-play technically about what we could do as well. Like I could have probably opened up the screen myself a little bit more. Now I can see the crowd. There seems to be fans in the stands, which is cool.
Yeah, there's a good crowd. There's a good crowd. You can see the crowd up there. Lisa Pinsky told me earlier that yesterday was the biggest crowd since 2016. That's a good sign. Next time, maybe on card day. I didn't practice down here. We're show some videos as well if you want.
Yeah, this is a good test. This will give us an opportunity to work on this, and then maybe because we're going to do our next show is going to be. Well, obviously we're going to have our show on
Friday,
Monday, but the next show that you're going to be there is going to be Friday.
Yeah. Correct. Yep. With cars on track and everything. So yeah, we can do that again on Friday. Get a little tour of the garages when because right now there's nothing really going on in the garage. So Gasoline Alley, but most of the cars are up here right now, so there's not really much work going on back there other than the Fast 9 guys going through tech to come up here to join this all skate party that we got going on up here.
Okay, so then on Friday the garages will be open and we'll be able to visit. Okay, that'll be cool.
Yep, we can do
That's
that
awesome.
Too.
And what is your schedule right now? You're going to sit there and wait till the end of practice just to check and see how everything goes before you head home?
Exactly, yeah. I'm going to go up. I got some quotes. I talked to some of the Holt Herta and Scott Dixon after the qualifying that I'll get the transcripts for that. I'm going to go up and put those into my story so I can post my Dixon on the pole and takeaway story, and then I'll watch this practice, see who I think looks good, and then do a quick recap of this session, then head home.
All right, that sounds great. And of course, we'll check that out at racereviewonline.net. And again, you'll be back with me tomorrow to recap the race going on. I've actually been recording that, so I have no idea what's going on in the race over in Texas. We'll talk about that tomorrow, the road course race, and of course we'll also update everything going on here this weekend and the Indy 500. That's tomorrow. And then you're back at the track on Friday, and we'll have some more coverage all weekend long, live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So Eric, appreciate it. I want you to get back to work, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Glad to give it to her. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Oh, this is awesome. This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, Eric. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Take care.